It's all about Jesus. I just want to give a message to young ladies planning to marry, planning a wedding. Ladies must understand that a big wedding, the size of your wedding does not determine the success of your marriage. Having a big, extravagant wedding does not mean that your marriage will be successful. It's not based on that. In fact, the success of your marriage is based on a lot of different factors. How loving you are, how caring you are, how humble you are, how submissive you are, how understanding you are, how organized you are, how faithful you are, and a lot of other factors. How respectful you are, how you can compromise, about your communication skill. It's a lot of factors. It's hard work. So ladies should not be putting pressure on their partners to have a big wedding, especially when you know that your partner cannot afford it. This young man came to me for an advice, and he called me, he said, "Prophetess, I want to seek an advice. I have been with my girlfriend for 6 years, and I love this girl because we went to uni together. I want to marry her, but I'm afraid to propose." So I said to him, "Why are you afraid to propose?" He said, "Because my girlfriend always talking about having a big wedding, a white wedding, then a big reception, then traditional wedding. She wants the diamond ring. She's always been saying this all the time, but he cannot afford it. So because of that now, he can't propose to her." You can see, this guy is running away from marriage, what will have been a fruitful marriage, just because of the fantasy that this girl is having in her head. The size of your wedding is the size of your wedding does not determine the success of that marriage. This is just things that people do to outshine each other if you can afford it. But if you cannot afford it, you cannot be putting pressure on your partner to have a big wedding. A wedding is a one-off thing, one-off investment. And a marriage is a lifetime investment. Where do you want to put all your energy? Which one are you going to channel all your energy on? A lot of ladies are missing out on marriages because of all these high expectations and conformity. Just because my friend had a big wedding, I have to have one. Just because everybody is having a white wedding, I have to have one. You don't have to have one. You need to cut your coat according to your size. And to be honest with you, not everyone is destined to have a big, frivolous wedding. Not everyone at all. Not everyone. And that's why it's important for you to pray. Put God first and pray before you embark on this journey. You plan your wedding. You need to pray. Don't just say, because I went to my friend's wedding, it was a big one, I have to have a big one like that. You might be in the category of people that are not meant to do big wedding. I'm telling you, a lot of people that are not destined to do big wedding, they have done big wedding because of conformity, and they have regretted it because it turns out to be disastrous. There's a lot of calamity and disaster after their wedding. So don't put pressure. So a wedding is just a collective one-off ceremony, and the ritual that takes place that give the society, the acceptance of your relationship is a one-off. Between two people is a one-off. And all the benefits you get to invite friends, you get to invite people, you get to wear nice dress, you get gift and all that. That is all one-off. They give you all this gift, it's just for that day. Whereas a marriage is a lifelong institution which starts after the wedding. Between you and your partner, you can't invite any guests into your marriage. And it has a loads of benefits, more than the wedding. Yeah, it gives you companionship with each other, the two people. The ability to build a good home and a good family. to produce beautiful children, to enhance your happiness because you have somebody to share everything with. Diverse wealth and success because two can work together. A lot of legal and financial benefit for both of you. Good support network. Emotional and spiritually, you are there for each other to support each other. Opportunity to grow in selflessness. So you're not thinking about me, me, me. Now it's about us, the two of us. So it is more important to channel your energy on how am I going to make my marriage work. See, that is why when the marriage vows is about for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, till death do us part. You can hire an event planner to plan your wedding. You pay them. They will plan nice, beautiful wedding as much as you want. Depends on how much you pay. But you cannot hire anybody to come and plan your marriage. It is just you. You and your partner. So this is where you should channel all your energy on. Most of our young men, they are delaying getting married because of these financial implications put on them by their partners. Look at the example of this guy that came to ask for my advice. He wanted to marry her, but because of all these financial burden that she's putting on him. Ladies, you must consider your partner's financial ability before planning a wedding. Don't just say, I want a big wedding. Can you afford it? Can your partner afford it? Can your parents afford it? You need to think about all this. Plan according to your budget. It is not a competition. It is not a competition. Don't put pressure on anybody. Living together is expensive on its own. Don't get into loan. Don't get into debt because of a wedding. Because when you're looking at the wedding, you're just looking at the things that you can see, all the confetti, all the gown, the drinks, the wedding venue, the interior, the planning, all the beautiful things. That is the things that are seen. But the Bible says we are not looking at the things which are seen, but are the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, and the things which are unseen are eternal. You should be looking at the things that are unseen. How am I going to make this marriage work? How am I going to invite God in this relationship to help me to make my marriage work? There's so many things that are happening spiritually that we cannot see with the naked eye. For the Bible says we're not fighting with the blood and flesh, but with the principalities and powers. Not everyone that comes to your wedding are happy for you. You should know that. Not everyone. There's a lot of spiritual implications. That's why people cannot just jump in and say, I want a big wedding. It requires a lot of thoughts and prayer. Are you meant to have one? I tell you, a wedding guest, you will have 4 different sets of guests that will come. You will have your well-wishers, that they will come, they will be happy for you, they wish you well, they could be your friends, your colleagues, your family, they're happy for you, they're praying for you. Those are the well-wishers. You will have the observers. So these are the monitoring spirit. They just come to monitor the event. They are like human CCTV. They want to see what you are wearing, what the food is like, what the venue is like, what your husband is wearing, what the family is wearing, the music. It's like they went to a cinema. They just want to come and look. Then again, you have the third people, you have the fault finders. These fault finders, they came just to see the negativity in your wedding. They're not there to look at all the good things that happen. They want to pick all the negative things. They want to pick all the bad things. Oh, the food is not good enough. The music, they don't play good music. What you are wearing is too low. What you are wearing is not good enough. They want to pick all the negative, then blow it out of proportion and start spreading it out. Those are the fault finders. Then you will have the evildoers. The evildoers, they could be your friends, they could be your family, they could be your colleagues. They are the baddies. They come there to cause you harm. They are jealous of you, of one thing or the other. They come there to cause you harm. They can be so nice. They will give you presents. They will give you gifts. They will give you money. But all these things that they give you has been dedicated under the spell to cause you harm. They can harm you through gifts that they give you. They can harm you through money that they give you. They can harm you by touching you. That after the wedding, you will just see things just begin to go wrong. That is why it's important for you to pray. Am I meant to have a big wedding? To pray and fortify yourself with prayer. Put on the armor of God before you embark on a wedding. But the Bible says, once you fortify yourself with prayer, no weapon of enemy fashioned against you shall prosper. You don't just go into wedding because everybody's getting married. You need to be careful. You need to pray. Even parents that are supporting, I know every parent's dream is to support their children, to have a good wedding. So if your parents have the financial ability to support you financially and throw a big wedding, a big, gigantic, frivolous, extravagant wedding for you, fine. But the parent needs to think, do you have a regular income? Do you have a good home to stay after the wedding? They need to think before throwing all this money, because we have seen a lot of people that get married, big weddings, spend a lot of money, and at the end of the wedding, they moved into their parents' house, staying in one room. That is not good enough. So they throw a big wedding just for everybody to see, then they're moving into a room. So parents should even think. So instead of giving that money and giving it to make big wedding like that, to organize a big wedding, why don't you set them up? Set them up to get a good, comfortable home to move into. Not move into one room with you. There is no competition. A lot of people are doing competition with each other. Wedding is just a one-off. For people who can afford to do it, fine. But don't put pressure on yourself or on your partner to have a big wedding. That does not determine the success of your marriage. If you fall into the category of parent that they cannot afford a big wedding, fine. Don't be sad. Don't despair. Plan the wedding according to your budget. The most important thing is that you witness the wedding of your children and you give them your blessing. I'm telling you, that's more important. Because a lot of people that come to your wedding anyway, they just eat your food and go the next day. Some of them will even blaspheme. So don't despair. Don't say, oh, all my friends are having big wedding for their children. I can't afford it. Yes, you cannot afford it, but you can afford to be there and be a witness. That is more important. Before spending all your money on your wedding, you must get your priorities straight. Living together is expensive. Things are getting expensive these days anyway. So don't waste all the money on wedding. If you don't have a good, steady income, don't go and get a debt just to do a wedding. Make sure you have a job. You have a comfortable house that you can turn into a home together. Don't spend all your money just because you want to show off. Because some people are doing this. Invest your money in something that will last. To build your home. Women should not depend on a marriage to validate their existence. You should be independent and happy and self-sufficient before you go into any marriage. Marriage should just enhance what you already have. It's not marriage that will make you a whole woman. You should be a happy person, a self-sufficient person before you get into any relationship. And that the relationship then will enhance what you already have. Because these two now become one, you can support each other in every situation. The Bible says two is better than one, because when one falls, the other one is there to lift him up. That is why you will be good together. But don't just put all your burden on the man. You expect the man to pay for all the wedding, to do everything. It's not fair. Get the right foundation you need to get. Then you will enjoy your marriage. It's not about the wedding. Plan your wedding according to your budget. The Lord bless you.